Fentanyl. The word is becoming familiar, but too many of us still don't grasp the reality.
Spokane man will spend 20 years in prison for supplying drug dealers with fentanyl in eastern Washington.
A huge drug seizure in Orange County. The sheriff there says they found so much fentanyl that it was enough to overdose every person in Orange County. And authorities say the problem's getting worse. KCAL 9 Orange County reporter Stacey Butler.
My name is John Cornell Ray Ratliff Jr. I was born in San Diego, California, 40 years old. I'm actually Irish and Mexican on my dad's side, and my mom's Filipino and Italian. She's born in the Philippines. I was raised in South Bay, San Diego.
Tell me a little bit about your childhood. What was it like?
I was raised by my grandparents. My mom had me when she was 15. My dad was 17. So she was really young, so my grandparents mostly raised me. I had a good childhood, but like I was around a lot of, like when I was with my pops, there was some violence involved, but not towards me, towards other people. My dad's got a reputation and stuff. I always feared that. Drug use was normal, like smoking weed, drinking. It was normalized. By the age of 12, I was smoking weed with my grandparents knowing it. Like it was just normal. A lot of gangs. Yeah.
Your grandparents smoked weed too?
Yeah, my grandpa smoked weed. That's why I used to get it. Yeah.
You have siblings?
Yeah, I got a half sister who's 12 years younger, and then a half brother who's 13 years younger.
What kind of kid were you in school?
I used to act out a lot, class clown, But when I was like growing up until like 7th grade, I used to get bullied a lot. Just because I was a white boy, I was like, we would talk shit a lot. But, shit changed eventually as I got older.
When did you start, fucking up? Did you get into trouble?
Probably 7th grade, 8th grade really got bad. That's when I really started experimenting with other drugs like meth, LSD, shrooms, anything we could get our hands on. Every day, drinking 40, smoking bud. It was like every day. Me and the homies. I grew up with 5 close friends. 2 of them are dead now. So, yeah. One died from brain cancer and one died from fentanyl overdose. Yeah.
When's the first time you got in trouble? Do you remember? With the law?
The law? I actually got in trouble when I was like 14 for something I didn't even do. I had to go to juvenile hall. I got checked in. My homeboys broke into somebody's apartment. And one of the neighbors that didn't like me told him it was me, but it wasn't even me. So I had to go in for that. I had to fight that case for a while, but I ended up beating it. It was just my homeboys. Yeah.
When did you feel like a shift? Did you ever finish school?
Yeah, I got my high school diploma. I graduated at Hilltop Learning Center. Got kicked out of 2 different high schools. I got kicked out of Sweetwater for fighting, and Chula Vista, I got kicked out for bad grades. So I was always just getting high, and, I just wanted to be, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, like, part of that cool crowd, you know what I mean? Like, for me, when I grew up, it was all about gangs and getting high. You were either one of the two. If you were in between, you were lame. So, you know what I mean? So I didn't want to be a gang member. I seen too many homies go to do time, get killed. I had a couple of friends growing up die. So I chose just to be a dope fiend, And I felt like growing up, because I was a white kid, I had to take everything further than everybody. Like with the violence, with the drugs, like everything. That's how it was when I was growing up.
Tom, tell me what it was like. Tell me how your life was like after high school. Like when you first became an adult. Normal people go to college and what happened with you as soon as high school finished?
After high school, I discovered heroin. So after that, it was a wrap. Like I stopped tweaking. I stopped. And my whole life was dedicated to heroin.
How did you find heroin? How did it get from?
One night, my cousin came over. He's not my blood cousin, but he was my cousin. I known him since he was born. His mom and my mom grew up together. He came over one night with heroin. He was like, "Want to try it?" And I was like, "Hell no, I ain't sticking no needle in my arm. And I don't want to be a dope fiend. I don't want to experience withdrawals, all that." And he was like, "Well, you could just cut it like hash and put it on your weed and smoke it like that." So that's how I started doing it. I can remember that night like yesterday. Like the high was like, it was like everything I had ever searched for. Like a comfort, like nothing else mattered but that. And it consumed my whole life. After that, it was like all downhill.
What?
Did you experiment with any oxygen or anything like
Yeah.
that? Or did you just jump straight into smoking heroin?
So we jumped straight into smoking heroin. Oxys were around, but they were too expensive. Like we would snort them once in a while when we get them and shit like that. It was mostly just smoking weed and doing heroin. That's all. Like every day was a hustle to get more heroin, and it was constantly being sick or just high. And I had a little side gig, doing construction for a while with my stepdad. He's a cool dude. I'm lucky to have him in my life. He was a big part of my, like, being an adult or early adult years. Gave me a job, everything, but the heroin was just like out of control. Started catching cases. My first serious case was Walmart. We were stealing screen TVs out of there, and we would collect them to the homie down the street, and we got hemmed up in a little like sting. They caught me. They gave me 5 felony counts of commercial burglary. Ended up getting put on paper. Did a little bit of time. After that, it was like in and out constantly. I got put on probation, violating all the time because I'm getting dirty. Just fucking up. It was just just being a dope fiend. You know what I mean?
Devoted to the heroin.
Yeah. Like nothing else mattered. Nothing.
What's like 2 of the craziest experiences you've had in your active addiction? Like 2, like maybe first, like one of the nights that like will never leave your brain.
Probably the day I went down to the methadone clinic in Tijuana, and I was already on a binger for like a week. I was popping Soma, Xanax, and I was on like 200 milligrams of methadone down there. And this is when I was really skinny. Like I was only like $145. So like I was doing that, and then I went down there and I ended up flatlining in the methadone clinic. Heart stopped everything. They drugged me outside. They put me outside, and they didn't want to call an ambulance. So my homeboy found me on the sidewalk. He had to run across the street to the pizza place, call the ambulance, and like I don't even remember none of that. All I remember is like coming out of it, and I was in the Coahuila. And I was trying to rob some dude for $100 worth of crack. He wanted some crack, $100 worth. So I was going around to all these little shops trying to buy macadamia nuts to sell them. And I ended up running into a homegirl of mine from the clinic, and she's the one that told me what happened. And I was like, fuck, that's why I got all these stickies on me and a hospital thing around my wrist and shit. That was one of them. And then I got into some shit setting up drug dealers down there, me and my homeboy, and yeah, they almost murdered me, so I got stuck with a bag and had to cross the border and got caught with 89 pounds of weed. Ended up going to jail for a year. Yeah, I was playing with fire. I'm lucky I didn't die down there. My homeboy got kidnapped. They ended up letting him go after a week. I thought he was dead. Like down there, it's crazy. It's like another world. It's like if you got money, you can make anything happen. You know what I mean? So we go down there and party. And then I got caught up for assault and battery down there. Almost did 3 years in a Tijuana prison, but they ended up not pressing charges. So me and my homeboy got out of that one. Just crazy shit down there mostly. Like till this day, I still have like night terrors about being stuck down there and trying to get back, and I can't get back. And I got involved with a gang down there that ended up wanting me dead. So like that's what it involves.
Some sort of shift happened in your life, obviously, because it sounds like you've been doing this for a while, like
Yeah.
the chaos.
Yeah.
So like I know that when you came to us, you were not on paper or anything.
No.
So like what started to get in your brain thinking like, damn, I need to get out of this, like it's time, like what happened to make you start thinking that, and then also how did it happen?
So me and my mom were living together. I was taking care of my grandparents, and my grandpa ended up dying. And it was just me and my mom and my grandma, who just recently passed. We lost the house. We lost everything. and I was staying in my Xanax plugs, my Xanny dealer's garage, strung out on fentanyl, strung out on Xanax really bad with my dog. I had nowhere to go, you know, so I ended up going to my dad's and my grandmother's in Arizona. And so I go out there, I'm doing good. You know, I had to kick Xanax cold turkey, like cold turkey. It went completely crazy. I lost my mind. I wanted to kill myself. Like, it was so bad. Like, I went through hell. And one day, me and my dad, I started using again, and me and my dad got into it. And I ended up punching my pops. And like, I must have been really fucked up because I've always feared my pops. Like, he's a crazy motherfucker. But I love him. My grandma told me I can't do it no more. Like, you gotta go to rehab. So I was like, fuck it. You know, I went to rehab. It was an inpatient for 60 days. Got introduced to the 12 steps. Started taking it serious. You know, got some clean time. Ended up going from there. And all this time, I'm doing methadone. I've been on methadone since I was 20. I'm 40 now, on and off. And after that, I ended up going to another sober living place, and it was just trash. It was in Phoenix. Ended up homeless out there, strung out, you know. So my mom got me a ticket back here. I come back here and end up on the streets here, back in the methadone clinic, just the same cycle all the time, and I was chasing drugs again. And then eventually I just got fed up and I went to McAllister Detox. And after I completed that, I was there for 29 days, I believe, because COVID hit and we got stuck there. I went to the outpatient McAllister and they ended up sending me to your guys' house. And it was a trip too, because like I came with another dude out of Detox, right? And they were gonna send him to your guys' house. But I guess he told the lady I can't go to Spring Valley, that's small stomping grounds. So last minute they switched me and shit, which is a trip, you know what I mean? Because if that wouldn't have happened, I would have never got into the house. So
That's God right there.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's true.
So cute, John. We love him so much.
Thank you. I love you guys too. You guys are like family and shit.
100% you are family. Yeah.
Aw.
You already know we want the best for you.
Yeah.
That
Most
makes
definitely.
That's why we work with you if you fuck up.
Oh yeah.
I don't mean fuck up. But
Yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah. You know?
Yeah.
So tell us about like your experience now that you've been in recovery for a while, you know, like I know that you were a little bit like hesitant at
Yeah.
first, you know, but like
Yeah, like I didn't want to get a sponsor. I didn't want to work the steps. And now that I've done that, like things are starting to go my way. I'm in touch with my baby mama now on a regular, which is cool. Eventually, we've been talking about how to ease me into my daughter's life, which is all I ever wanted, you know. That's like, without her, like she's like the main reason behind me wanting to stay sober. Like without her, like I probably wouldn't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
when was she born? Tell me about that time in your life.
She was born 2018, I think it was. I don't know, it was in my addiction. But I was in her life because before my baby mama left, she didn't know she was pregnant. She went back to Tennessee and found out 2 months later she was pregnant with my daughter. She ended up having her out there. I just didn't have the funds. I was too strung out. I was completely strung out on fentanyl and Xanax. That consumed my life. And me not being there for her made me go deeper into it. Like I really hit it hard. Like for the next 4 years, I was just doing the most. Tried to kill myself one time. Took 83 Xanax. And a fight with my mom. Yeah, I survived that one. It was another crazy one. But like things are going good. I'm getting my grill done. I just went to the dentist yesterday. I'm going tomorrow. They're gonna fix all my teeth. Working on physical therapy again for my knee and my back. I got November. I got my peer support coming up. I want to do that and try to get into the field of recovery. I feel like me helping another addict, you know, would help me too. You know, I got everybody at Detox cheering me on. Like I know everybody that works there. They're like, just do it. You know what I mean? Just get some clean time, come back, get your peer support. And that's what I'm trying to do right now.
You'd be so great at that. You're so lovable. You have an energy about you that's just like, you're authentic, you know? You should know that about yourself. You're like, me and Travis have always said it, you're like a real one, you know? We
Try
let
to
you
get
have
hurt.
you at the house.
Hey, do you remember when you first came to the house, how shut off you were? Well, and that's how a lot of us are. You know, when we first get clean, especially when we come off the streets, when we're out of prison, jail, you know, we have all these walls. And like, I remember when you first showed up to the house, and someone was like, yeah, no, some big white dude showed up here with face tattoos. And I was like, well, how is he? And they were like, I don't know. He doesn't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
How has it been, like, your transformation from that point to now? Like, do you feel like you've grown, gotten closer to God? Like, have you know?
Yeah.
Because we see it.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Yeah, I feel like I let my walls down a little bit, especially with the dudes in the house. Like, I'm really close to a couple of those guys. I've been there for over a year now, and going to church is a big thing for me. Like, I've always been like, I grew up a Christian around Catholics my whole life. All my homeboys were Catholics, so it was weird going to church with them. It was just off. But he, you know, I believe in Jesus. You know, he's pretty much my higher power. You know, and yeah, I'm just normally a quiet dude. Like I don't like to be the center of attention. I just like to be in the cut. You know, especially without the drugs. Like, I take a couple Xannies, I'm a completely different person. Like, I'll be wilding out and shit. But without it, I'm just quiet. It's just how I am. That's all I've always been.
What's like your dream? You know, like if you could see yourself 5 years from now in like a perfect life, what would it be?
It'd be simple, like just having my own place, living in Tennessee somewhere.
Say full sentence, like in a dream world, you know,
What
so
do you mean?
that like a full sentence, right? In case
repeat.
just repeat the sentence, like in a dream, like in 5 years from now.
Oh,
my dream
I
would
got
be,
you.
Just so I'm not, 'cause you
Okay.
cut me out of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and my perfect life in like 5 years would be me owning my own house, having some kind of custody of my daughter, working in the recovery field. You know, simple. You know what I mean? That's all I want. Is to be a good dad. My dad wasn't really in my life. You know, he was just like this figure I looked up to for the wrong reasons. You know, even though like he's a good person, he just, you know, he has his own demons. But yeah, I just want to be a good father for my daughter. You know, live out my life. You know.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the questions in case I forgot something, you killed it. Gosh.
Do they call your dad Wood?
Nah,
No.
they just call him Johnny Ratliff.
Okay, how about this? If like a young kid was seeing that was like starting to go down that path, like what would you say?
Leads to nothing but pain and misery. You're either gonna end up on the streets, strung out on drugs, or in prison doing a long sentence, or possibly dead. Like, especially today, like with the fentanyl, shit is different. Like, it's killing people. Like I was saying, I lost one of my childhood friends. 2, actually, yeah, 3 childhood friends, and it was all from fentanyl. Like, one of them didn't even know fentanyl was in it, and he's gone now. It's like, it's no joke. Like, even if you're trying to do meth or coke, it could be in that. And just one hit is all it takes, and you're gone. It ain't worth it. You know, I ain't got nothing out of that life. I'm 40 years old. I'm trying to figure it out now, and I feel like I'm on the right path.
Aww. John.
Yeah.
What makes you happy in life?
It's our question.
Family.
Say
My
the full
family?
sentence.
What makes me happy in life? Family. You know, family's important to me. So, yeah, it's just my little brother is very important in my life. My daughter, especially. My mom. You know, she got a back surgery coming up, and I don't really want to put it out there. No, yeah, I love my mom though. She tried her best. You know, it was my own fault. So I feel like I'm a product of my environment, straight up. Just if you like, I ran amok around gangs and dope fiends, and you know, it ain't my grandparents' fault. It ain't my mom's fault or my pop's.
It's how you grow, you know?
Yeah.
It's by just taking accountability for your life.
Yeah. It was all my mistake.
We got to go through.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I
exactly.
already know. I grew up in the same environment, you know, and like the struggles that we once have, they turn into, you know, purpose.
Yeah,
And it's going to benefit you if you go in recovery route of helping people.
yeah. And I feel like going through all my struggles, it's built who I am today. Like sometimes I ask God, like, why do I have to go through all this shit? But I want to believe there's a reason for everything.
We just have to keep fighting,
Yeah, exactly.
or else, what's the point? You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Was there once a time when you enjoyed the chaos?
Almost definitely for a long time. Like sometimes I catch myself like in my dreams like missing that life. Even sometimes it comes down to the stupidest shit, just being out there chopping it up with the homies and living on the street, having nowhere to go. And sometimes I miss it, but I know where it'll take me. You know, it won't take me nowhere good. Like playing the tape through that. I remember when I used to hear that shit, I was like, that's some bullshit. Like that's real shit. Like I do that every time. Like for instance, I go to the clinic. Just recently, I ran into 2 of my plugs, both of them, and it always crosses my mind like, oh, I could do this, but I know where it'll take me. You know what I mean? Nothing good out of it. So I just choose to, you know, put it off for another day and just stay clean that day. Keep pushing.